Hello and thank you all for watching. This is Manny Sunny Sun for an astrological report. We begin with this full moon happening on the Aries Libra axis, and it will be on the 5th degree of Aries. The Sabian symbol for this is a man shows his students the basic of the insights of knowledge on which to build a world. And so the meaning would this be the dominant need for young minds to learn informed teachings of experience. The 5th degree, a winged triangle. So, dominant capacity for self-transcendence. An old saying is still valid today: when students are ready, the master appears. But what is important is not the master, it is a mastery that it reveals. Now it is hidden to him. This is for students to find through him. This is a different way with a guru, or devotion to the latter is in fact a way to be through knowledge. And if this situation is good and well understood, well, the sun symbol here is given much meaning to the second symbol. It is the desire to reach a higher level when it emerges from the first phases, or process differentiation. One becomes aware of the process of evolution, which remains perfectly. In fact, whether one is a master or the student, one is always in the infancy of achievements. A full moon, September 28th. The full moon, Aries Libra axis. The sun is conjunct Mercury, retrograde with the black moon and north node, and acts in good aspect to Saturn, a total eclipse of the moon north-south node axis, and a partial solar lunar eclipse happening in the north node. So the time it is, it's solar lunar eclipse north-south, which closes a series of 8 eclipses that begin back in April of 2014. It is an intense need to light and release old memories. The Tetrad 2014-2015 with 4 eclipses, sun, moon, eclipses, which are 4, which have been spoken. In every lunar eclipse, the earth that obscures the sun, the moon, and therefore the past, and looks straight. The sun looks straight at in the eye, and it puts the moon in the shadow, symbolic of reunion within our own sun for a month. With this solar eclipse, north node, we have to dive in and find our inner well. Was probably brought out, and it is better this way. The eclipse is there for that, of unconscious pattern of old ghosts that we no longer thought we have buried. Their sudden encounter arrested us. They come back to haunt us and fill our nights. The equinox has been there for this majestic portal to something new, putting his finger on our ability to defeat a dragon inside, a dragon of fear, of pride, of negativity, a dragon to tame according to what we will encounter in the second part of the lunation. So this Aries Libra axis, which is a relational axis, consciousness through the experience, and Aries initiatives, those who results are to provide an opening to others of harmony and tolerance. For us to find the right way to balance in this relationship to the other and to the world, between dynamism on the one hand and respect and tolerance to the other. So Venus is the master of the sun in Libra and master of the moon in Aries. One is still Leo, where thanks to its emotion we could revise our personal values, possibly also with our relations. So back in Virgo, we're ready to make that opposition over to Neptune in Pisces. And this full moon, Mars is square to Saturn, and his orb exceeds 1 degree, exceeding in appearance, exact on September 26th. Carrier of intense stress, we can trigger violent pronouncements with concession or flexibility. And the message is very clear: we must revise something in this manner. If we cultivate some part of thinking in opportunity, let go of old principles and dare to initiate new attitudes. Mars, of course, is faster, more than Saturn, so it challenges to gain forward momentum to the unknown, and with this new conjunction, so happening with Jupiter. So on October 1st, a growing sextile quadrant, exact square to Uranus, in much an important phase interlacting that I made a note will appear for that aspect. October 7th, opposition Mars to Neptune will be inaccurate to see clear. Neptune is almost paradoxical, yet the opposition is lightning that can bring light to a situation, to nebulous or an optical illusion that an area of his or her life and in relation to action we have to initiate by the end of January of 2015. Cautious is still not taken for a savior that one is not. Mercury and Libra, it happened here with the North Node and the Black Moon Lotus shortly before the full moon, and could bring about different ways of thinking, strengthening the mercurial retrograde demotion, obligation to change, his own ideas to make out even the latent knowledge within him, that his or herself. It forms with an increasing Venus semi-square, exact 29, perhaps to install a different way of dialogue in order to better communicate of our own self-esteem, and therefore of a better express of the feelings. Precisely, it is set to make this lower conjunction with the Sun on the 30th, and it will start a new cycle. The same day he makes a descending in conjunction with Neptune, and will be inevitably to refocus his speech. On October 9th, he resumes his direct running just after first sextiling with retrograde Saturn, with retrograde Mercury retrograde with Saturn, and descending also. He will reform for a few days after running direct. It is really a reorganizational phase, a new perspective after getting rid of reflections and thoughts that have no place to be. Since September 25th, Pluto has returned his own direct work, but it is a slow one. He will remain there 7 days at 12 degrees of Capricorn and 56 days at 13 degrees Capricorn. So if you pass your finger over the flame of a candle, you feel nothing. If left for a few seconds, ouch. It is the same with Pluto, which surely seeks to deepen us some setting with great determination. The smugglers, North Node, Black Moon, are still conjoined with the first degree of Libra and the North Node in Virgo. The Black Moon surrounds the Sun, narcissistic wound, anxiety, the lack of relational skills with Libra, lack of self-confidence. With Mercury retrograde, which with the period of eclipses with these smugglers who are just in conjunction with Virgo Libra, intensifying the passage of ascending to descending semicircle, hemicycle of the zodiac. This is a really moment of exceptional intensity that makes us more lucid and allows us to realize significant receptacles that can help us rise to new thought patterns. Saturn has made his final comeback into Sagittarius. He will stay little more than 2 years. His arrow pointing forward into higher goals, spirituality, can help us achieve a new ambition. His master Jupiter here is still with the opposition with Neptune, and is still facing that. The appearance is defeated, and the first sensation of confusion, normal with Neptune, can begin to enrich a new tint in the inspirational sign of Virgo for the world. And given the position of couriers, it is an opportunity to take responsibility in a more human vision. On the individual level, it's an opportunity to grow wholly of a work in which we are looking for some time. On the last point, working with asteroids is extremely rare, very narrow conjunction with the moon, Vesta in Aries, warrior queen, brave but impulsive, powerful, energy, self-healing. Very close to the Sun, conjoins with Juno, who speaks in relational to balance, relationships, social relationships. They are opposite and go a little further to support what is at stake in this important area of the full moon by the end of September. And so, conclusion, 29 plus 9 plus 2015 equals 10 plus 9 plus 8 plus 20 equals 27. We round it off and equals 9. The Hermit card, as in the previous full moon, August 29th, the Hermit advances into the dark night, only at night, lighting his own lantern, learning to stick of his stake. He places on firm ground, it relies only on him. As I already wrote this, writes in solitude. It's in isolation he closes, loneliness is regenerating and bright. It is the loneliness of the seeker who thinks, that advances step by step, carefully, which calls into question and so ever-changing patience and time. Mars and Virgo, immutable sign. It sorts everything, it purifies, it eliminates, and it weighs the pros and cons. So it cleans, restores in order. He spares no detail. With her broom and mop, conscientious and talented, he tracks the dust, grain, fluid mechanics. In doing so, it intensifies the work requested by this time of eclipses, and an exceptional moment of intensity that makes us even more lucid and helps us to highlight elements of our own lives that need to be dissolved. And so, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a splendid next 14 days, and I'll see you in the next video report.